The visa officer needs to be very convinced that this money is readily available to you and accessible to you. Readily available means that if you wake up from bed, it will not take you more than 1 hour to get that money in cash, like cash. Accessible means that, hey beautiful people, welcome back to our channel and thank you so much for joining the channel today. Happy New Year, guys. To those who are just joining, to my old followers, welcome back to our channel. Please like this video and do not forget to subscribe. To everybody or those who want to move to Canada in 2024, I think this is a video that can help you immigrate to Canada. Today's video, I want to talk about some ways, some things you can do in order to guarantee you to get a visa to Canada. This is going to be my honest and like the real truth, because I have taken a look at some of the things international students submit for visa application and I really don't understand. Well, I'm going to be talking based on my experience and some of the things I have seen. Now, let's go into the details. Remember, Canada recently increased the money for living cost money from $10,000 to $20,635. This is Canadian dollars, not US dollars, okay? And now a lot of people who were applying for Canada, who even got admissions, most people are backing out because the money is heavy and they will not be able to supply the money to the Canadian government. And we all know Canada is not an easy country to enter, and when you cannot satisfy the monetary aspects of Canada, it becomes so difficult. Now, what are some of the things that you need to do as an international student in order to guarantee you a visa or grab a visa easily? You must do certain things. Well, for the documents that you need to submit, I will be talking about some extra things you need to do. But first of all, let's take a look at the documents that you need to submit to IRCC. They include, it doesn't matter if you're using which portal, maybe the old portal or the new portal or the GC key or which portal, it doesn't matter. All you need to know is that you need to supply your letter of acceptance from the university. Now, the letter of acceptance has to be from a designated learning institution. And remember, this institution should be a school that can give you PGWP after you finish the study program, because this is a cycle. Like it is, it goes in a cycle from PGWP to PR to citizenship. This is how you go with it. So you should be applying to a school that has a designated learning institution number. That's one thing. Financial documents include your bank statement, and I'm going to talk about other things that relate to the finance or things that you need to supply to the IRCC or the visa officer in order to get your student visa. Then you have other documents which are going to enter your client information section and also your international passport. Now, if you take a look at the client information section, I'm not talking about those documents you are going to fill online. Client information, you have to add your SOP, you have to add documents for home ties, your educational credentials, and any document that you have. Now, looking at financial documents, I want to emphasize on finance. Financial documents here does not only relate to a bank statement. Supplying a bank statement is not enough evidence. Showing a bank statement with huge deposits inside is not enough evidence. Showing a bank statement with many transactions coming from different areas which you didn't explain is not enough. It will not give you a visa. For example, let us just use an example. If you are going to be studying in Canada for 1 year and you are applying for a visa, of course, you need to show that you have living cost money for 1 year. You need to show that you have your proof of funds, like your tuition fee for the 1 year program. And let's assume that your tuition fee is $10,000 a year and your living cost is $20,635. Now, this is the money you need to have in your bank account. This money going into your bank account, or this money that needs to be in your bank account, the visa officer needs to be very convinced that this money is readily available to you and accessible to you. Readily available means that if you wake up from bed, it will not take you more than 1 hour to get that money in cash, like cash. Accessible means that at any point in time, you can withdraw that money. So this is what the visa officer wants to see from you as an international student. Now, it doesn't matter if you are the one sponsoring yourself, or maybe you have a sponsor. All is that make sure this money is readily available and accessible. Now, what are the various ways you can go about it? Let's just say for people who can sponsor you to study in Canada, you yourself as an applicant, your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, and your uncle. These are the people, not cousins. Now, when these people want to sponsor you, there are various things they will have to do. Let's assume that your father is your sponsor. Your father has money in his bank account. That is the first thing. The money is okay. You can see the deposits. Now, your father is maybe a civil servant. Your father works and earns 300K a month. Let's assume like that. Then out of a sudden, the bank statement is showing that your father always do 3 transactions in a week. And those transactions shows that he always deposit 500K, 1 million, 1.5 million. Now, is that enough evidence to tell the visa officer that that money is readily available and accessible? Where is your father getting that money from? You already told the visa officer and you have documents that your father is a civil servant. He works. You've shown his work contract. You have his pay slips. You have his maybe any document like recommendation to show that he works and earn that 300,000. Okay, now how come is your father earning, maybe doing 3 deposits in a month? You have to do just 1 deposit in a month, right? Now it shows that your father have another extra source of income. You have to bring evidence, and do not forget to explain to the visa officer why your father did 3 transactions in a month. Where did he get the extra money from to do 3 transactions in a month? It's very important. Maybe your father has a business he is doing aside his job. You maintain that and bring in the business documents and make sure that every tax, the tax documents must be readily available. These are some of the things that you need to put into consideration. Now, we have talked about your father. Let's look at another scenario. Let's say maybe you have a brother in the United States of America who is going to be sponsoring you. This brother, maybe his salary is $2,500 a month. Then he equally have 2 family members, and maybe this brother also do maybe 2 or 3 transactions in a month. Now there should be another source of income, especially if the money going into that account is more than 2,500, his initial amount he is earning. It means that he has another source of income. You don't want to give IRCC the notion that you are trying to hide where the money is coming from. You have to explain, and without proper explanation, it is a very big problem. Remember, if you are earning 300K and out of a sudden 500K, 1 million, before you know 2 million, 2.5 million is going into your bank account, it means there is a problem somewhere. There is a place where you are getting money from. You need to explain where you got money from to do those deposits. It's very important. Make sure you explain how that money came about. This is just to explain to you that there are things you need to do. Now, these people are not just giving you these documents. You are not just explaining. They also need to give you a sponsorship letter. They need to give you an affidavit of support. They need to equally give you a document to prove that you are related to them, your father birth certificate, or maybe your brother birth certificate, right? Now, let's assume that these people are your brothers, or maybe your father, your mother, or sister. They are equally working, right? And now the money does not go into their bank account. They rather have this money cash, and they want to give it to you to sponsor your education. They want to put the money in your account. What you basically need to do now is tell them to deposit that money. Then that money now they are depositing, they will do it, then write a sponsorship letter and give to you, then write a gift deed letter and notarize it. Gift deed letter is a letter to explain that I actually gifted my brother this amount of money and I do not intend to collect the money again. He will be using this money for his education and everything would be under his control. Now you are writing this letter to explain to IRCC that your brother gave you a certain amount of money. Remember, The amount that you are stating on your letter of explanation must be the amount that should reflect on that bank statement. This money came into my account 9 million on November this from this account number this from, and who is my brother. He gave me the money because he wants me to have access to the money. That is, you have to look for samples of gift deed letter, draft a gift deed letter and put it. This way you are explaining. And of course, when your brother is also giving you, they want to see all those evidence or explanation. Because if you do not explain, then how did you get the money? You cannot prove that where you got the money. So every detail must be explained. This is how you prove yourself when it comes to proof of funds. Now, if you are the applicant and you are sponsoring yourself, you have a job, you have a business, make sure you bring all documents for your job. Make sure you explain to them how you are getting your salary. You also bring documents to prove that you have a business. Make sure you also explain to them that this particular business is registered and you have attached documents. Make sure you explain to them, and equally, if you can bring evidence from your customers to tell them that, okay, these are screenshots of this day, and from my customers, and I can also show you evidence of this. This is how, when they see evidence, at least you can now back up. You now say that, okay, from here, I always withdraw the money and I put in my bank account on daily basis. Or if you are not the one doing the deposit, explain to them that you always send somebody and this is the person's name, this is the person who is the person to you. You explain to do the deposits on your behalf. This is how you explain your proof of funds section. It is very, very important. It's not just about doing bank statements. Some people, you go to people and you tell them, do me a bank statement. They go and they start doing 2 million, 3 million, 2 million, 3 million, and later on you come and you tell the visa officer that you work and you earn 200k. You earn 200k, which is paid to you every month, and your bank account is showing millions. Come on. And you are not explaining. It means that even if I'm the one, I cannot give you the visa. You have, remember, the money must be readily available and accessible to you. The reason why they will not believe those bank statements that comes from the quarter is because of what? They know that you just did that to get the visa, right? And that is something you should avoid at all costs. It's very important. Now, this is just one section for you to get this visa, proof of funds. Again, the explanation you do on your letter of explanation is very vital. Now, the last section is home ties. What is home ties? Home ties are things that you are telling the visa officer that will bring you back to your home country. These things can be investments, they can be jobs, they can be family, they can be business. Do you own a business? Do you own businesses? Can you show evidence of those business? Explain to them that you are going to come back to control your business. Now, do you have a family back home? If yes, who are the people? Who are they to you? Did you attach birth certificates? Again, even if you have pictures, did you attach pictures? Explain to them. Now, do you have a job? What is their job? Have you attached your job documents, employment contract, your pay slips? They are there. Now, can you show evidence in picture format? All these things, they are there. These things can now bring you back to your home country. But if you do not explain, they will not know that you are going to come back. So you need to tell them that you have all these things, and of course, you have to come back. Again, explain why you choose that program and what the program is going to do to you. I have said this many times on how to explain letter of explanation. Please put this into consideration. It's very, very, very important. A lot of people, they apply for visas, they fail to explain a lot of things, and I have been seeing these rejections upon rejections. And if they reject your visa, guys, make sure you get a GCSM note to see why they rejected you. Some people are rejected based on home ties, others on proof of funds. You will find a lot of people are also rejected based on program choice. I have said it many times. I will keep saying it. What you did 3 years ago is not what you are doing now. If you are applying for any school in Canada, make sure you are applying for what is related to what you are doing now, not your degree that you did 4 years ago. No. Please, I hope this helps you. I will end the video here, and make sure you attach all your credentials and be truthful. If you have past visas, you've visited other countries before, add them to your application and before you know, you will succeed. I hope this helps you. Till we meet again in another one.